Good Reverend Dr. Paxton JAPrice, founder of Paxton's Foundation and Church of Redemption. He is an entrepreneur, a TV and radio host, better known as The Rev. This show is designed just for you, the listener, to educate, entertain, and equip you. Now sit back, buckle up, and now let's roll with The Rev.
America, you know what time it is, your main man, the Rev, Faith and Sports. You know what we do every episode. We bring you the word of God and apply sports to it. And you know, we're gonna have a storm. We're gonna have a storm of a show today, Ryan. It's gonna be a storm of a show today.
Whew. Yeah, we
How about tornado?
Yeah, he's hollering about tornadoes down here. We ain't worried about it. You know,
we ain't scared.
Yeah, we ain't worried about it.
I'm close friends with Dorothy.
Yeah,
we ain't in Kansas no more.
Yeah, this ain't Kansas. Now, Rev, you want to talk about these NBA finals?
Let's go, because I think this is the last night. I think tonight is the last night.
Yeah, I think my prediction.
It was good. It was a good one, though. It was good.
I think my prediction went down the drain once Halliburton was out.
Yeah, because he's not expected to play. That calf injury.
Yeah, you can't run on that.
I mean, nothing you can do.
And the way they move in transition, you need your calf.
Yeah, your calf would help.
Yeah,
your calf would help.
But you know what? That last game with OKC, man, that defense.
They stepped it up, and you could tell they had a better game plan for these last two games. I think OKC is gonna win it tonight.
Yeah, even if they just happen to kind of get lackadaisical because Halliburton is out, and it does go into a game 7, you going back home to OKC.
Oh yeah, you gotta go back to OKC.
But if I was you, just win it tonight, get it over with, because you just don't want any team lingering around. You don't know what could happen.
Yeah. Halliburton come back next game.
Nah.
I expect big things for TJ.
Nah.
What? TJ, former Sixer.
Yeah, he different from Halliburton.
yeah.
I mean, but he's the type of player,
TJ.
man. Man, do you realize the type of team the Sixers had, man, with all them cats?
You know how many people the Sixers let go?
That are consistently in the playoffs, man?
Always in the playoffs. Always in the playoffs.
Man, it's something, man. But when you OKC, I thought the coaching might get in the way of this series, but he stayed poised throughout the whole thing. The runs Indiana will make throughout the series, they just stayed the course with it.
Yes. I believe this was a very entertaining series.
Mm-hmm.
It's not over yet, but I expect it to be over.
Mm-hmm.
But I think OKC the better team. I think they're going to win the NBA championship because they were the best team. I think they were the best team all year, actually.
Yeah, and SGA, obviously, is probably going to win Finals MVP.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But his sidekick, I can't even remember his name.
Well, Lord.
See what I'm saying? I can't. It's a shame. It's a shame of me, Rev. But
I like
he's
the tall boy, young boy
from Chet.
Yeah, I like Chet.
Yeah, Chet's pretty good, right?
Yeah, I like Chet. I like Chet a lot. I like the way Chet playing. I like the way he's developing. Hold him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They Rev, they're pretty
they're a young team.
And think about this. They're young and they're growing, and they're going to be
better and better each year.
Yeah, I mean, the next year, it's just the experience they gain throughout this playoff
and they got a whole bunch of first-round picks.
Oh, man.
A whole bunch of first-round picks.
From KD and Westbrook and Harden and everything. That
they got a whole bunch of first-round picks.
They reaping the benefits of now.
They have a very good team. I don't think the NBA is too happy with them right now because I think the NBA wants a big market to win the championships. But I think OKC is built to win. I mean, we're going to see what happens with the sale with the Lakers for $10 billion.
That's crazy,
Let Rev say that again. The Lakers being sold for $10 billion. I wish somebody would tell me ain't no money in the world. The Los Angeles Lakers being sold for over $10 billion.
It's unfortunate that the buses, the father built that.
Yes,
he built that team into a. Rev, this was a worldwide known team.
Yes.
You know, there's the Yankees, the Lakers, the Cowboys. Everybody knows these
It's
teams
the
throughout the world.
Cowboys and everybody else. But yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
I
So,
understand what you're going.
well, I'm doing all different sports.
I'm saying it's Cowboys first and then everybody else.
Yeah.
I get what you're going there.
You know what I mean?
I
So
feel you.
these are like
Yeah.
the biggest brands that are known.
Not the Eagles.
And well, we ain't worried about it.
Okay, all right.
We just worry about winning
All
championships
right,
right now.
all right,
You know what I mean? That's what we
all
do.
right.
We just win a championship.
Okay.
But when he passed and you give it to your daughter,
Yes.
Rev, she didn't care about that.
Now, see, yeah, obviously the rest of the family really don't care. It's actually a few of them that's working with the team. But obviously they like, man, listen, we rather have the money. We rather have $10 billion. I said $billion.
Yeah, she that's the thing sometimes too when you pass wealth down,
Yes.
it's going to get misplaced and mistreated, and it's not going to be how you liked it or how
That's
you
right.
treated it. So it's a
Daddy Bus built the
oh man,
Lakers empire.
It's never
But
gonna
the
be.
The kids like, we don't care.
It's never going to be the
We
same.
rather have the money.
When they kicked out, when they forced Magic Johnson to leave, I said, okay, yeah,
Well,
this ain't it.
you know, with the ownership changing, same group that owned the Dodgers with Magic, by the way, they're actually a good ownership group. So I think the Lakers, I think they'll make a push to bring superstars over there to try to get back to the NBA championship. But when you look at the fact that you're talking about a sports franchise worth $10 billion, you'll see the influence that basketball and the other sports have in our society. It's a strong influence that sports has in our society. And I think sometimes we're late to the game. We're late to understanding the importance of but getting into situations where we have influence over the culture, because influence over the culture drives the future.
I think we were blessed to, as we grew up, to see the fruits of their labor too.
Yes.
You know, with the Chamberlains and
Yes.
and the Jerry Wesses and the Magic Johnsons and the Kobe Bryants and all that. You know what I mean? And the
Larry
Shaqs
Bird.
and Larry, all of those things is just. And now to watch it being sold for a company that is who knows who the company is going to be, but you're hoping that they bring that same kind of pedigree.
That same desire to
Yeah,
win.
man.
That's one of the things that you saw with Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. They brought the NBA that the attention because they wanted to win so much. That winning is contagious. That winning affects not only the sport but affects the other things around sports. Hopefully, with this new ownership group, the Lakers get back to trying to win championships again, being the best team in the NBA again. I hope the Sixers follow suit, tell you the truth.
Yeah, but we're in the era now. I'm sure you saw that conversation, Steve Nash and LeBron James.
Yes.
When LeBron James was talking about championships really don't mean anything.
Well, you didn't notice what he said. He said, because we in a culture, a ring culture, and then they talk about people like Pauls. He talking about him. Hey, LeBron. My friend, let the Rams say this. Hey, LeBron, ain't nobody want to talk about you no more, my man. You a has-been. You old and corny. Nobody want to talk about you no more. He's trying to bring himself into a conversation that nobody wants to talk about him. Nobody cares about you no more, LeBron.
Yeah.
You're old and corny. Unk.
And you.
Unk.
No, he isn't that.
Hey, Unk.
He is in that column now.
Hey, come on now.
But when you look at the two teams that were in the final, and well, I guess you could say the Final Four.
Yes.
Because the New York Knicks, they got that desire too.
Yes.
Indiana has that desire. You got those players who got that desire.
Yes.
You have a SGA.
Oh man.
Anthony Edwards. It's Anthony Edwards is because he has the attitude.
Right.
But
Brunson.
You see what I'm saying? So
Hey.
it's you got
These young players now.
I believe the NBA is in a good place. You just have to find. You gotta the NBA has to find who that guy is. You know what I mean? And don't rush with it.
No,
You got to let it happen organically.
Yes, don't try to appoint somebody, the next superstar, the next whatever it is. Just let it come, and I think you'll see national rivalries just grow up. And like I said, when you look at Philadelphia with Maxey, and then you look at New York, then you look at what OKC has, then you look at that team in Texas with both Houston and the Spurs. As a matter of fact, Houston coach just got a big extension. There are teams that are there to last, and they're going to take us to the next 10 years. And I think we're going to see some good basketball. I think we just have to, be mindful that we won't see Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, but we'll still see good basketball.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think we got to understand that, like I said, we're looking for those players from before, and that
ain't gonna happen.
That's not because
that's once every 30, 40 years.
And but the rules are different.
Oh yeah, well that too.
You know what I mean? You can't even because I think if the rules kind of went back just a little bit, it would bring back the intensity of wanting to win.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Now it's like I'm looking for the ref to help me to win.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I got a name, so help me get over this hump. And it's not how you do things.
It's not how you strive to be the best. And as especially as Christians, we should be striving to be at our best at all times. So what we're seeing in our society now is you're seeing a society that is kind of like, we want a way out. We want a way to get past without putting the work in. And that's why you see a lot of people operating in things that are outside of the culture that has that winning culture, that desire to win in life, not just sports, but in life. And you see it with these players now. They don't play, but maybe 2/3 of a season. I'm talking about the young people. Not LeBron and them. I'm talking about, they 24 and they still only playing 2/3 of a season.
But even again, you got somebody who's the face of the NBA in LeBron. You know what I mean? He's on his way out, but he's been the face. And in the same interview, he says, I believe the NBA should give us 20 days off.
He wants 20 days off.
In between playoffs and regular season.
He wants 20 days off and make $200 million. Come on now, it don't work that way. The reason why you make that money is because it's hard to be an NBA player. It's difficult. It's not easy. That's the whole point of getting money. It was easy, then what are we paying you a whole bunch of money for?
But as a fan, once the regular season starts, I'm not waiting almost a month.
You want to rest.
That's gonna die down the series.
You want to rest in the off season.
That's what the off season
with your $240 million.
You got what, 5-6 months?
And you got $240 million.
If you done in June and you got to go back in November, come on, man.
Come on now. People who work for a living don't get no four or 5 months off.
You don't get the half of the year off.
They don't get 4 or 5 months off.
Making millions?
Yeah.
Man, come on, man.
Hundreds of millions, not millions. Hundreds of millions. Sitting there crying. We want extra days off.
And you know what's even worse? You saying that and you ain't even in it. You lost in the first round.
Yeah, I don't know what he want to rest for.
You resting.
You resting now, my man.
Yeah, we got to come on, man. What's happening?
Right. But let's go on to WNBA because I want to talk about Clark. I noticed something about Clark and her play in the WNBA. I got a highlight here, and it's going to show one of her teammates get into a little scuffle. But I want you to notice what they did. When this play happens, watch the teammates. Watch how quickly they get over there. Look, they got over there quick. They defended her. They defended the teammate quick. They was like our teammates in trouble, and they got over there to defend her quick. But when Clark gets into a scuffle, nobody goes over to defend her.
She got knocked down.
She got knocked down, and literally nobody went to assist her. I don't know what it is about her in this WNBA, but it's obviously something that they don't like, and it's something personal.
But here's the thing: you've been You come into the league and you've been given
Yes.
instead of we know your talent is there.
Oh yeah.
Your talent is there. Nobody is denying your talent.
Yeah.
But you coming into the league with players that's already there,
Yeah.
and they're saying, "Here, it's yours." You got the red carpet.
You're right. You got the
Oh,
superstar
you gonna
treatment.
earn it when you on this court.
You got the superstar treatment.
Yeah, you gonna earn it, and sometimes teammates may
Yeah. Well,
get a little envious of that.
obviously, her teammates don't really get down with her like that because, like I said,
they ain't help her at all.
When this young lady on her team gets in a physical confrontation, her teammates immediately jump to her assistance.
But it's also attitude too.
Yeah.
Because something about Caitlin Clark's attitude too.
Watch this play. Look, that's her teammate. And watch. The girl come push her. Now look at the other teammates come over. They come over quick, fast, in a hurry. They all over there supporting her, supporting their teammate. That's what team's supposed to do. Now watch this play. Clark she gets fouled, gets pushed, gets knocked down. Watch. Now where her teammates at? Tell me where her teammates at. Tell me where one teammate is.
But you see that Caitlin Clark pushed the girl.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is when you no matter what happens, you support your teammate. That young lady right there, when she actually fouls the person with the ball, but her teammates immediately come to support her. Immediately. She did the fouling, and her teammates immediately came to support her. But when Clark gets pushed, knocked down, they don't even come over.
No. They walk.
Look, watch her. Watch. She gets knocked down. Now where her teammates at? We're one teammate. We're one teammate. Matter of fact, she gets up by herself. She don't even get helped up.
But that's what I mean when I say, Rev, about attitude. Her attitude has been again, it's almost like it's been given to me.
Yeah.
Let me do this. You know what I mean? But the players are saying you gotta earn this. You gonna earn it.
Well, listen, I don't know what it is, but if I'm her, I'm gonna have a heart to heart with my teammates. I'm like, I don't know what I did to y'all, but I'm gonna apologize because anytime I get knocked down, y'all don't come support. That means it's something real personal. I guarantee they might not be talking to her in the locker room.
That's what that's what I'm saying. I was getting ready to say you don't know what's going on in the locker room, but
take them girls out to dinner.
Sometimes people carry themselves where it's hard to communicate with somebody.
Ruth Chris.
You know what I mean? She might be one of the players where she goes and practices and she goes straight to where she goes.
Well, she better stop going straight. She better go straight to the restaurant.
Yeah,
feed those girls. Feed them.
Yeah, it's a.
You want to make women happy with you, Clark? Feed them. They all like to eat.
Yeah. You take them out to eat. Yeah.
Take them somewhere nice.
They're gonna be smiling then.
Yeah.
They'll fight for you then.
Yeah. Hey, listen. The next time you get knocked down, somebody should be over there to support you, to help you do something. Mm-hmm. They knocked you down, and not one teammate came to help you. Not one.
Yeah. There has to be a conversation.
You have to have that conversation.
Because there's not a balance there.
Yeah, and you know how the media does. Mm-hmm. The media will try to make it some type of race issue. Mm-hmm. But the teammate they helped was a young white woman.
That's what I'm saying.
They had no problem helping her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it had nothing to do with anything. And they just don't like her.
And that's the thing. It's like it's not a race thing.
Not at all.
It's not a race thing. It's because what we want to see when we watch sports is competitiveness.
That's right.
And with competitiveness, it's going to bring stuff like that.
That's right.
But if you're going to do that, the teammates should know.
They got to help you.
Yeah. If she's the star player of the league,
right,
and is going to be the face of the league, we got to protect this girl.
If she on your team, that's your teammate. Mm-hmm. And we saw it. We saw it with our own eyes. When she got knocked down, not one teammate went over to help her.
Because you could even look at it, the difference with Breanna Stewart.
Yes.
She gets into it sometimes with people. Them teammates is right there.
Right there. Supporting.
And that's why I said it's something about, it's got to be something with her attitude.
Well, she better
inside of the locker room with the team. If she's not talking to nobody,
you better change that.
yeah,
You better change that quick, fast, and
she
hurry.
gotta fix that.
You want to change that quick, fast, and hurry. You don't want to be caught in the street.
Lord, yeah, because yeah.
But I thought it was very very telling when she got knocked down that no one came over to help her. Like they didn't help her up. She got up by herself.
They all walked over and was talking to the ref.
Yeah, they walked over, stopped, and she just picked her own self up and walked off by herself. Nobody checked on her. To tell you the truth, I ain't see a coach come over there and check her. Like, you all right? You got poked in the eye or something?
Yeah, it's going to come out. Somebody's going to say something.
Well,
because it's going to boil over.
I mean, actions speak a whole lot louder than words, and when they treat you like that, then there's something really going on. And like I said, if I'm her, I'm having a conversation with my teammates. I'm having that. We all in this thing together.
Now, you can defend yourself.
We all in this together.
You can defend yourself, but I've known you.
We are the world.
I've known you for a few years.
Right.
If we were out somewhere,
right,
and that situation happened with you,
we supported my teammate all day, every day.
That's what I'm saying. I'm jumping in or something. You could come on.
My teammate could be wrong. I'm supporting my teammate. I'm gonna tell him afterwards. You was wrong for doing that.
Yeah, you can't.
But we're gonna protect you in the midst of it.
Yeah, we're gonna fight with you. But afterwards, hey man, don't be doing that.
Oh man, you acting a fool. You
could have got
causing problems.
Man.
You causing us to have problems in here.
They just letting her be.
Man, they let her get knocked down. 3
of them charged her.
They let her get knocked down, and nobody even went over there to pick her up.
Rev, 3 of them charged her, and they walked.
They took their time. Like if you're gonna get her now.
Yeah, it's if ain't nothing been said, we gotta have a sit down.
We got to have a conversation.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm about to get jumped.
Yep. You get jumped, they were like, we ain't see what happened. You saw what happened. Yeah. You saw what happened.
Yeah, it's. I feel like y'all waiting on this.
Yeah, they waiting for somebody.
Nah, we got.
Man, come on, have a conversation, Clark. Talk to him, take him out to dinner, like I said. But have that conversation because you want your teammates to support you just like you support your teammates.
Because also, again, we know she's gonna be the face of the league.
Oh yeah. Because
the WNBA hasn't seen a shooter like that.
Oh yeah.
So now we've seen great players now.
Yeah, we've seen great players.
I've seen players better than that.
Yeah.
Cheryl Swoops.
Overall.
Cheryl Swoops.
Yeah.
Cindy Cooper.
Yeah.
All of them.
Lisa Leslie.
You see what I'm saying? But you ain't never seen a shooter out here almost like Curry.
Right.
In the league. So she's going to be the face of the league. And it's, as players of your team, if you want to get paid, protect the money.
And like I said,
that's the money of the league.
And like I said, it's an issue where it has to be a personal issue that you can deal with. Any personal issues you can deal with, because it could be 5 different things wrong with an individual. But when it's personal, you got to deal with that. And obviously, this is personal. You got to go in that locker room. I'm surprised the coaches hasn't said anything by now. Like, where the coaches at?
The coach might be having to meet with the other players.
Coach is mad too. Yeah,
with the other players.
Yeah. We don't like her either.
Yeah.
But if
she better learn to fight. She get knocked down. She get knocked down off a bump.
I mean, you get knocked down and not one teammate. And like I said,
but she didn't even look for a teammate. Like, she didn't expect for somebody to beat her. She just got up and went on her way.
She just got up and said, I'm out here. I'm going to get up and get out the way. But like I said, we saw the same game, this teammate, and the team came right to support her. So it obviously is something personal. So you got to really deal with that.
Yeah, she has to learn to build that chemistry and the trust with her teammates.
Yes.
Because I don't think she's even went through that process. I just think she's just...
That's what I'm thinking. That they don't have the right communication going on as a teammate. But let's turn to the issue that we see. I want to go to Tyra Perry. And as Christians, we really need to be aware of who we support, why we support them. He's being sued for over $200 million for sexual assault. a man is accusing him of sexual assault. Now, I'm not even gonna get into if he did or not. The point is that this sexual misbehaving that we've seen in our society is going too far. I mean, we've seen too many people. You got P. Diddy on trial. You got R. Kelly. They how about they poison R. Kelly in jail? You got Tyler Perry now. You got too much of this sexual misbehaving that's going on in our society, and I don't think nobody's dealing with it. Nobody's talking about it. I like to go to the Bible, where the Bible talked about David. Remember the Bible talked about David, and David saw Bathsheba, and when David saw Bathsheba, he committed adultery with Bathsheba. But if you ever notice, in David's family, that sexual misbehaving continues down their bloodline.
Yep.
Even to the son.
Yep.
And remember, the son rapes the daughter, his sister, and then the other son becomes King Solomon, and then he starts raping. Yeah. He got like 5,600 million wives and concubines, and if you don't deal with that sexual misbehaving spirit, that perverted spirit, it will continue to get worse and worse. And we saw the results of Sodom and Gomorrah. Their result was devastation. And we don't want to get to the point where our culture gets destroyed because we don't know how to contain ourselves in a sexual matter. Remember who invented sex. God invented sex. It's for a purpose. It's for a reason. It's a good thing. But you could pervert it. You could change it. You could make it into something wicked and destructive. And we're beginning to see that too much in our society. So when we see Tyler Perry and his situation he's in, I just want to talk to young people. Make sure that you are handling your sexuality in the proper way, like God has called you to handle it. If you don't know, if you're not sure, then make sure you take the time and pray to God. Seek God's way. Seek God's direction. Seek what God has for you, because if you start to go outside of what God has for you, you're always going to find yourself in a place of destruction, a place of devastation. And right now, you got all these people: Tyler Perry, you got P. Diddy, you got R. Kelly, and notice it's all public, all out in the open. The sins you do in the dark will be exposed to the light. America, it's your main man, the Rev. My main man, Ryan. Faithful in Sports. We're going to continue to roll to the top. America, here we go.
At our church, Jesus is Lord. That single belief calls us together as a community and sends us into our world with hope and purpose. At our church, your past will never define your future. There's always redemption, which means there's always a brighter day. At our church, we don't think we're better than any other church out there. We're just doing our best to become our best. At our church, we want you to believe in God, but we also want you to know that God believes in you. We are not against people who don't attend church anywhere. Instead, we pursue them with love, the very same love that's pursuing us. At our church, we're learning to serve God with all our hearts, and we're learning to worship Him with all our lives. And if you're looking for the perfect church, we're not it. At our church, we will make mistakes, but we will choose to grow from them. At our church, we're part of a global community that's knit together by the resurrection of Jesus. And by the way, at our church, we believe that really happened too. At our church, we will engage with people who are in real need because we are the hands and the feet of Christ. And finally, we need you to hear this loud and clear. At our church, it's not really our church at all. It's His. And we live and move and breathe in His church for His glory and His fame, not ours. So here's the invitation. You're invited to jump in with your whole heart at your own pace and to experience the life that awaits you in Christ. Friends, this is going to be good. Welcome to our church.